From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Happy Tuesday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. Here is your Kruger's Quickcast. This is just a quick forecast for you so you can take a quick look at the forecast. You know what to expect for the day. All right, so starting off the morning, if you're in southern southern Humboldt or central or western Siskiyou County, there's a freeze warning until 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. Temperatures are most likely dropping below freezing. But here's the thing. Even though Modoc County, parts of Lassen County, Plumas County, even though you're not part of the freeze warning, it's still going to be quite cold in many of those locations. In fact, let's get you out the door this morning, 8 o'clock. Here you can see temperatures will be somewhere in the low 40s in the valley. We're talking 20s, 30s, low 30s for the higher elevations. And for the north coast, temperatures somewhere in the mid 40s. Also some of that patchy fog for some of us along the coast as well. All right, so there's the main storm system that we've got our eyes on. But we're between storms. This is what moved through yesterday, brought us some of the showers. We're between systems, so it's dry today, a little bit warmer too, but then this is what's approaching here for Wednesday into Thursday. So let's take a look at Futurecast, at least for today, and we'll zoom it out here because again, you'll see here for the day today, it's dry, even through 10 o'clock tonight. But we're beginning to see the leading edge of some of that rain that will be here by Wednesday and even into Thursday. All right, so for today, temperatures mid 60s for the valley, mostly sunny skies. It's still going to be on the cool side though for the higher elevations. We're only looking at highs mainly in the 40s, although in Trinity County low 60s, low to mid 60s for the inland areas, and those mid to upper 50s here for the coast. Even looking at partly cloudy skies here this afternoon out along the coast. All right, so here's your 7-day outlook. So again, this is telling the story behind the forecast and understanding the 7-day forecast. Because when you see rain on Wednesday, you have to remember that it's going to hold off until really the late afternoon, early evening for the valley. And then it's not until, say, Wednesday night into Thursday that we've got the better chance for showers and maybe a chance continuing into Friday. Slimmer chance on Saturday. Just depends on which long-range forecast model you look at. The GFS, the American forecast model, has us dry on Saturday completely. The European, though, still has some of those showers lingering into Saturday. All right, so I'm going to keep that chance in there for your Saturday. Now, for the coast, you'll see showers as early as the morning hours. That continues for the inland areas as well. And then by late morning, early afternoon, places like Trinity County starting to see showers here on Wednesday. For Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains, same situation. Sometime early to mid-afternoon, probably sometime in the afternoon for Modoc County, and probably closer to the evening and overnight hours. In fact, most of the day on Wednesday could be looking at dry conditions even for Susanville, of course, for today as well. And then we got the better chance for showers. By the way, snow levels around 4,500 to 5,000 feet. Not a major concern when we're talking about travel. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you that this Sunday is when we set those clocks back an hour. Now, this is when the sun will now rise on Sunday morning. It'll be at 6:42 in the morning, and your sunset at 5:02. So the sun is rising a little bit sooner, but boy, I tell you what, we're also going to be looking at that sun setting sooner as well, so it's going to get darker a lot faster. But it's also a friendly reminder to change the batteries in your smoke alarms and your CO carbon monoxide detectors as well. All right, so here's a look at your weather headlines, kind of the deeper dive forecast now. We're getting into the more details here. Dry, slightly warmer for today. Cool and unsettled here for your Wednesday through Friday. And again, you notice I didn't put Saturday in there. Saturday may be included, but really most of the confidence for any showers will be Wednesday through Friday. Snow as low as 4,500 feet, but I'm not concerned about travel. You're going to have to go above 5,000 to 6,000 feet before you start seeing accumulating snow. So some of the higher mountain passes, sure, around the Sierra, maybe looking at some snow up there. But dry and warmer for the weekend into next week. All right, let's take a look at the latest coming in from the shoe fire. Keep in mind, disclaimer, as you're watching this, these numbers may have changed, but as of recording this, 75% containment. We're just seeing that containment get higher and higher. I think it was like 2 days ago, 52%. Yesterday was 65%. Now it's 75%. So again, yeah, they're getting a good handle on it. The winds today, still a little breezy out there, especially for the first half of the day in the valley. But by the afternoon today, those winds will subside. We take you into your Wednesday, those winds picking up in advance of the next storm system passing on through. And then it looks like as we go into your Thursday, the winds not quite as strong. So what does the humidity look like? We still got to be concerned about what this will all mean for our fire weather risk. Today, we're in the mid to upper teens. So yeah, I think we're going to see elevated fire weather risk, especially for the first half of the day. But as the winds die down this afternoon, should be looking at better conditions. Now, Wednesday, it's going to take a while, but we'll eventually see those humidity levels increase. So that will help with those gusty winds. And then we go into your Thursday, and we've got much higher humidity in there as that storm system's kind of passing on through. So you can see the next storm system off to our west right here. That's what we've got our eyes on. It's going to take its own sweet time getting here because, again, you're going to see on many of your weather apps, if it's not the Weather NorCal app, but you're going to see on many of your weather apps that it's going to rain on Wednesday, even in the valley. But it's going to hold off until late in the day, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So again, you can see this is the main cold front. Behind it is the cold and unstable air. It's got rain, and we've got that mountain snow entering the forecast as well. All right, so let's walk you through all the timing of this. Today, as mentioned, it's dry, mainly sunny skies, gorgeous day. Gorgeous day any way you look at it. Still coolish in the mountains, but temperatures in the mid-60s, mid to upper 60s for the valley, and dry even for the coast. All right, let's take you into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we're seeing the leading edge of the showers moving in, but still dry for the most part. So yeah, some light showers for Del Norte, northern Humboldt County. The main band is right here. Let's take you into the noon hour on Wednesday. Now the main band is pushing through the north coast, especially Del Norte, northern Humboldt. But look at the rest of us. We're still dry at noon on Wednesday. Now Wednesday, as we go through the afternoon, that pushes eastward. You're seeing a few things. Number one, the main band has pushed eastward. We're not seeing as much rainfall for the coast. Now we're seeing it kind of entering parts of the valley, and you're seeing snow in the mountains. Now, in the middle of the winter, we'd be like, wow, we're going to be looking at chain requirements, the works. I don't think we're going to have chain requirements on Wednesday. You're going to have to go about 6,000 feet before you start seeing any accumulating snow on the mountain highways. So yeah, some of those higher mountain passes around 6,000 feet, we'll have to watch those. We'll have to kind of see what happens with that. Ski park, maybe the upper ski park, could be looking at some snow too. Not a lot though. All right, so there you can see again, 5 p.m. Wednesday, the main band of rain is pushing on through. Not very heavy in the valley, still dry even at 5 p.m. for Lassen and Plumas counties, and Modoc County just starting to get in some of that rain and of course some of that snow too. So then we go into Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Now the main band is off to the east. Looks like a lot of snow here, right? We've got snow levels between 4,500, 5,000 feet. They may drop a little bit lower than that, though, for Wednesday night. So places like Alturas and Chester, could you see a dusting of snow? Certainly not out of the question at those higher elevations. But the main band is now pushed east of the valley. However, by 8 o'clock Wednesday night, we're seeing some of the showers towards Chico, Oroville, not as heavy up to the north. And looks like some leftover instability here for parts of Del Norte County. So as we go into Thursday morning, look what's happening. We're actually seeing things breaking apart. You've got a few snow flurries out there, a few scattered showers, but for the most part, we're fairly dry. And in fact, as we go into Thursday afternoon, not a lot. So we're looking at Halloween Day. So it's looking like the bulk of any rain and, of course, snow in the mountains will be Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. Then on Thursday, still some cool and unsettled air in place, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a lot of rain or even snow. So we look at the forecast rain totals, and what you're seeing here is mainly for Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So upwards of a ½ inch or more for the coast, less heading off to the east, most likely less than a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall for most of us in the valley. It might be overdoing it for Chico, but you get the idea. About a 1/10 of an inch of rain, give or take, for the valley for Wednesday night into Thursday. And you can see we're really not even seeing that much off to the east. So your snow, yeah, remember we talked about that potential for snow. Now, what we've got here is basically less than an inch for all of the mountain locations here that are around 4,000 feet or higher. So I think like places like Mount Shasta City, probably not looking at snow. Yeah, okay, maybe a mix. 3,500 feet, you might get down to about of a mix. So places like Mount Shasta, Bernie, maybe seeing a bit of that mix, Dunsmuir, Etna as well. But again, it's around 4,000, 4,500 feet before you start seeing really mainly all snow and maybe even some light accumulations around Alturas and Chester. So that'll be something worth watching here over the next couple of days. So we're between systems here for today. That's why it's dry, but also breezy with those north winds. Now Wednesday, here's the main cold front that'll be pushing through the day on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, this particular forecast model is certainly more aggressive with how heavy the rain and snow looks to be on Halloween Day. So still kind of up in the air exactly as far how heavy that rain will be, but as right now it looks like mainly Wednesday night, Thursday is when Thursday morning when we're seeing some of that heavier rainfall. That will push off to our east. We're still seeing some scattered showers on Friday. And then this model, as I mentioned, on Saturday, see how it dries us out, but still those winds. You see these tightly packed white lines, isobars? Those are just those north winds. But this particular model keeps us dry on Saturday. If we were looking at the European forecast model, it'd still be a little wet over Northern California. So I'm still keeping that chance in there for Saturday just as a precaution. If you have outdoor plans, just be aware of that. It's a stay tuned type of forecast. But by Sunday through Wednesday of next week, it's looking dry. We've got high pressure building in. So it should be a little bit warmer too. All right, so let's take a look at the forecast rain totals with the long range forecast. Again, we can't take these numbers to be exact, but just again to give you a general idea through Thursday, even into Friday. And you can see, it's showing upwards of 1/4 to 1/2 an inch for the valley. A 1/2 an inch might be pushing it, but maybe upwards of 1/4 in some spots here for the valley. You can see a little less in the mountains. And where are we seeing most of the rain? Yeah, your typical footprint, right? Del Norte, Northern Humboldt, Western Siskiyou. This particular area to the northwest tends to see most of the rain because, those storms are coming in from the northwest, working their way down to the south and to the east. And that's where we typically see most of the rain. However, that rain that you're seeing here is through Friday and possibly into Saturday. Drier conditions after that, and that's why we've got drier than normal conditions are expected in the long range. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you, remember how we started off October? 102 degrees on the 1st and 2nd, and then another 102 degrees on the 6th and 7th, kind of wrapping up that first week. Look how we're wrapping up the month now. We saw a high of 67 yesterday. We're going to keep those temperatures below normal in the longer range, and we look at the 10-day trend. Yeah, we go through Saturday, 64, 69 on Sunday, and then kind of hovering right around normal as we take you through a good portion of next week. In fact, probably all of next week. Your wave heights are actually starting to drop here for today. There was a small craft advisory earlier this morning that's been allowed to expire. We may see that small craft advisory return Wednesday night into Thursday. But overall, no big issues here for today. North winds at 5 to 10 knots. Waves to the northwest at 8 feet at about 11 seconds. And of course, no small craft advisories for today. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Upper 50s, low 60s for your daytime highs. And off and on chances for rain. It's not going to be rain all day long, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or even Saturday, just off and on chances. And I think the heaviest rainfall will be for Trinity County, probably sometimes Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and then not as heavy for your Friday. And then, of course, it's Thursday and Friday. Here you can see for the coast, showers as early as Wednesday morning, continuing through the day on Wednesday. All right, we take you up to the north. And we can see about 56 degrees today for a high today in Klamath, 62 degrees for Trinidad, 64 in Hoopa, and Willow Creek, about 66 degrees. All right, let's take you out to Siskiyou County. We've got temperatures there today in the 40s and 50s for your daytime highs, about 44 degrees for Tennant, 44 degrees for Doris. Now again, It's afternoon, evening that we're seeing those showers on Wednesday. Otherwise, dry today and dry for the first half of the day on Wednesday. We'll take you to Modoc County. Dry for the first half of the day on Wednesday. Evening showers coming on in, and then more showers for Thursday, Friday. Snow levels, by the way, 4,500 feet for some of the lowest locations here. We take you to the eastern mountains. Temperatures here today in the 40s and 50s for your daytime highs. And here's your Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by our friends at Walgamuth Painting. Temperatures in the mid, maybe some upper 60s for some of the warmer spots here in the Valley for today. We take you up north with 66 for Redding, as well as Cottonwood and Red Bluff. Kind of that magic number seems to be around 66 degrees today. 62 degrees for Whiskeytown, though, and out towards Lake at a high of about 61 degrees. All right, here is a look at your 7-day outlook. So let's talk about this. So we're dry today, a little bit warmer. Cooler air and unsettled air begins to move in on Wednesday. But the first half of the day for the Valley, you're dry. The north end of the Valley around Redding, maybe some mid to late afternoon showers. And for Chico, probably closer to the evening on Wednesday. So you're dry through most of the day in Chico on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, for Halloween Day, we're looking at just some scattered showers out there. I think the heaviest rainfall for the Valley will be Wednesday evening. And then Friday, maybe a chance for a few lingering showers. Nothing heavy is expected. And then Saturday, most likely it'll be dry, but I'm keeping the chance in there just because the European forecast model is staying persistent with the potential for showers on Saturday. The American forecast model, dry on Saturday. So again, we'll just keep that chance in there. Stay tuned type of forecast. Set those clocks back an hour Saturday night or Sunday morning, or pretty much just does by itself these days, right? Temperatures, though, will be warmer and drier by Sunday, Monday, with highs around 70. That's your morning update. I'll be back in the afternoon for your latest forecast.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.